Hey everybody, XEI here. Welcome back to a blind let's play of Dragon Age Inquisition. And here we have Somli Kane, the chosen of Andraste herself, the herald of Andraste. Someone's preaching over here and saying wonderful things. Here we have Somli Kane, looking pretty damn epic. I will say I played a Somli Kane variant in the Conan MMO 10 years ago. And he looked pretty awesome, and yeah, this is actually pretty close to a Conan variant of Somli Kane. That was a fun game, man. That was a lot of fun. That was fun when it was buggy as hell. Some of the death maneuvering and stuff like that you could do in Conan MMO. Not the new one, not the new. No. I'm talking about the one when, what was it? DirectX 10. This is geeky stuff. It was like the new thing was like it was going to take advantage of DirectX 10, and it's like, and then it's like it bugs everywhere because of DirectX 10, so they had to roll it back to 9 or something, 9.9. Anyways, it fell through worlds and stuff. Anyways, the auction house was busted. It was so broken. Thank God. It just, anyways, fun times. Somli Kane, Conan, great. Let's talk to Liliana and see what she has to say here.
Blessed are the peacekeepers, the champions of the just. Blessed are the righteous, the lights in the shadow. In their blood, the Maker's will is written. Is that what you want from us? Blood. To die so that your will is done? Is death your only blessing?
You speak for Andraste, no? What does the Maker's prophet have to say about all of this? What's his game?
I could swear I was talking about this, the idea of I'm still, and I walked away from this game for about an hour and a half. I was just, hanging out with my dog and thinking as one spoke and thinking about the Maker. And I was like, what? Because I was responding to comments too, and I was still trying to wrap my head around, like, I get that he's an Adrastian, but when you think about what the Maker's part in it, all of it is, because even like if you think of it from the Andrastian point of view, you're like, well, what was the Maker's point for Andraste? Because it'd be she heard the calling too. Andraste was moved by whatever her perception of or interpretation of the Maker's calling was. What, we don't know what that is. Like, no one knows objectively what that was. It's no different than Liliana's vision of the flower and whatever she believed that was, and now she's the left hand of the divine, and maybe that was the path that the Maker set for her. And then here we are with the rifts, where that's why my brain, I'm like, things are turning, because I'm like, well, what's the Maker's point here? Like, are we meant to understand the Maker's point? Well, probably not. Are we? If that was Andraste, was Andraste trying to say something about the Maker's point, or like, is that connected? Is being a follower of Andraste equivalent? Like, does it have to be in line with also being a follower of the Maker? Well, I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm missing some details in the game that I'm from codexes or something, because I think Andrastianism, anyways, whatever. Because I know I know Anders was one, and that's when it was first in my head. I'm like, oh, that's like that you can just be an Andrastian or whatever, and like, it's not like an Andrastian didn't necessarily mean you followed the. I mean, I guess it does implicitly. Anyways, the point is, I think those two things may be separate, because I think that it wasn't there a split at some point. Wasn't there a split? Like, those aren't. And then there's, of course, the black divine and the white divine, and those follow different. That's like equivalent to like Catholicism and Christianity. That's how I kind of perceive these things, and they're kind of the same, but they're not. Well, I mean, they're not, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like they're founded on the same. The Maker is Catholicism, whereas then Christianity happens because of Christ, and Andraste is kind of the Christ figure in this game. And then, so the teachings sort of veer off the old. Yeah, so, I don't know. I don't think Somli is, I think he's more Andrasteism than he is old Maker, like chantry stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I can't explain that as a player. I feel like Andraste is. I'm gonna go. Let's keep going. Let's just keep going.
How is this a game?
Do you see the sky? What about the temple ruins? The bones lying in the dust?
Yeah, that's why it's confusing me too, Liliana.
Even if you didn't support the divine's peace, you wouldn't call this right. Who could?
See what I mean?
So many innocent lives.
We're on the same page.
faithful murdered where the holiest of holies once stood. If the
Right?
Maker
That's the
willed
contradiction.
this, what is it if
Right?
not a game or a cruel joke?
Right. I'm here with you. But you know what? I'm just, you can internalize it, Liliana. Just know the truth within yourself. Don't get caught up in these questions. They're not meant for us. They're not meant for us. Maybe these questions are why spirits exist and why it's not for the secondborn. It's for the firstborn to worry about these things as ideas. Don't worry about the ideas. Just, you define your purpose and just go forward with it, believing it to be true, and then hopefully you're right. So, I mean, ultimately, deep down, he feels like Andraste is telling him something, but he is confused about why so many had to die in order for what to happen, and in order for what do these rifts represent? Like, what are we meant to take as mortals, as the secondborn? What are we meant to take away from the rifts? I mean, he can't speak for Andraste. I'm gonna go with confused still. Early on, I'm gonna build up the confidence as I play, and he'll, Somley will come to terms with whatever I define as the purpose. If the game doesn't tell me, I'm gonna invent one, and I'm just gonna move forward with it. But I'm just gonna be confused.
Don't ask me. I'm as baffled as you are.
Then we can only guess at what he wants. The Chantry teaches
I don't think
that
we're
the
made.
Maker
We're
abandoned
not
us.
meant.
He demands repentance for our sins. He demands it all. Our lives, our deaths. Justinia gave him everything she had, and he let her die.
Yeah, see, we're not meant to question these things, man. Or we are, but in a way, it's... I mean, if I had to... That's where Somley gets tricky. That's where Somley gets tricky, because he has a faith. He's devoted to Andraste and what she symbolizes. And then if he thinks about what the Maker's part in that entire religion is, that faith, I think Somley would be of the mind to think the Maker is... I mean, he's gonna be like, if we think about what spirits are. I'm bringing philosophy into this again, but it's like, I'm not gonna get too deep into it. But it's like, I think I have to in order to explain where my brain is, because I have an idea of things because I have a bit of a philosophy background, and so I have an idea of things, and the word idea is very important to this philosophy. But there's sort of the material realm, there's the idea of the material, and then there's the thing that creates the ideas. And so that's the so at the peak of everything, the idea of the ideas, the formless ideas, like, that's kind of like the Maker for me in this world, and that would be Somley's perspective of the belief. There's the Maker, which is like this idea of ideas. It's like this nebulous entity of the ideas as just ideas, like formless ideas of ideas, and then that sort of breeds like, it gives form to ideas as ideas. So formless ideas of ideas to formed ideas based on the formless idea. It's too hard to explain. And then from those ideas are essentially, in this world, they're the firstborn, they're the spirits that become the demons. And then the third plane is that those ideas get manifested into material. Ideas are giving material forms. I can't believe I'm going to try to do this. I should have written this down or planned it. So the idea would be that the secondborn, the mortals, from Somley's perspective, they are 2 times removed from what the Maker would be as an entity, as a thing. And then and so Andraste, she started here. She started as the formed idea, but then she transcended to becoming more of an idea. She became an idea, but she existed as something, but then she became an idea. And then so she's closer to the Maker now, but the Maker was still 2 times removed from Andraste. Pulled her into the fold, she became an idea, because then faith got built up around her. There's different ideas of what Andraste was. People create their history, even though she was a real person. There's like, stuff has grown around the idea of Andraste, and so that idea becomes less formed. So then that sort of starts to elevate to a certain degree. But then the Maker is, I can't be working my way through this. I'm gonna put myself into a knot here every time I try to like do this on the fly. Damn it. Point is that the Maker, from Somley's perspective, is that it exists on a plane because it created the spirits. So at the end of the day, it has to be greater than the spirits. And I don't know what I don't know what that is in the game. For Somley, it's the beginning. I mean, I don't know how else to define it. It's the beginning of things, as an amorphous, nebulous idea of it. Like, maybe there's a bunch of these kinds of, like, primal entities of idea things. Maybe there's a bunch of them, and the Maker just happens to be one that's overseeing whatever happened with it, like this world's creation. And I'm like, now I'm going well beyond the lore of this game, and so, but Somley, I think, would probably be in that headspace, because he'd be trying to figure out how the tiers of that idea of how the tiers of the notions of the reality work. So where there's mortal, there's the dream and the fade, and then there's like the thing that creates the dream and the fade, and then what's after, like what exists on that plane, right? Oh my god, this breaks my brain. Okay, so let's so Justinia gave everything she had and he let her die. Yeah, because again, I think she's like the Maker. I don't think okay, jeez, okay, I don't think the Maker cares. At the end of the day, Somley doesn't think the Maker cares. I think why he follows Andraste is because Andraste was a mortal who cared. And so even if she transcended into being more than a mortal, she transcended to the spirit realm, the fade, whatever, she embodies a very powerful idea, whereas Somley doesn't believe the Maker embodies any of that. Doesn't embody altruism, doesn't embody just nobleness. None of that. That's not the thing. That's not what the Maker is all about. And so people dying for the Maker, they're just pawns. They just become pawns for the Maker. And there needs to be a balance, and I think Andraste is the balance for Somley. It's like, yes, there's this like higher power, but Andraste is sort of like she's the perfect balance to marry those two worlds, and that's why she's the bride of the Maker. Oh, jeez. Okay. I think Somley believes this did not happen because of the material world, and he's not going to be heartless. So
I'm sorry. That death has clearly hit you hard.
Not just me.
I talked for a long time there.
She was the divine. She led the faithful. She was the heart. If the Maker doesn't intervene to save the best of his servants, what good is he? I used to believe I was chosen, just as some say you are. I thought I was fulfilling his purpose for me, working with the divine, helping people. But now she's dead. It was all for nothing. Serving the Maker meant nothing.
Probably meant no. No, Liliana, don't fall off the path. No.
Maybe you have another purpose. I could help you find it.
No, this is my burden. I regret that I even let you see me like this. It was a moment of weakness. It won't happen again. Come. To work, then. We will speak later.
No, Liliana. We will speak now. I said Liliana. Liliana. Speak to me, Liliana. Don't do this. Don't be like that.
It's true. But
Hi.
has stand on us. I hope my hunch was wrong.
You knew him well?
Not as well as I thought. Show me the reports.
Liliana, go.
There were so many questions surrounding Faria's death.
Would you have to
Did he
interrupt those
think we
things?
wouldn't notice? He's killed Faria, one of my best agents, and knows where the others are. You know what must be done. Make it clean. Painless if you can. We were friends once.
Huh. Oh my god. Is this my business? Traitors. How do I feel about traitors? Somley shockingly doesn't have any opinion about traitors. He would want to bring him in and learn more. I'm gonna try this.
Wait. What are you doing?
He betrayed us. He murdered my agent.
And you'd kill him. Just like that.
You find fault with my decision?
If he has knowledge, then he's a resource.
There we go.
Use him.
He's a loose end who could escape and get word to our enemies. Butler's betrayal put our agents in danger. I condemned one man to save dozens. I may not like what I do, but it must be done. I cannot afford the luxury of ideals at a time like this.
I wouldn't say Somley has ideals. He has, I mean, there's one thing that directs him, but outwardly, like, he has goals. Like, I don't think they're ideals. He has pragmatic ideas of best way to approach things to save lives. Sometimes you gotta do some unconventional things.
I expected better from the Inquisition's spy master.
You've made that point clear.
Apprehend Butler, but see that he lives.
Now if you're happy, I have more work to do.
I don't know whether that was a good idea or a bad idea, but because I don't know what it did, but we can talk to her again, so let's do that.
Reports of fade rifts and demons keep coming. The people are terrified, and it's only getting worse. The only thing that will calm their fears now is the hope that someone out there can save them. You have to be that someone. No one else has any power over the rifts. Seal them. Your legend will spread, and Thedas will learn to trust the Inquisition.
Why do you want me to seek out the rebel mages? Why do you care?
I've known mages. Some of them were better people than me. And yet I'm free and they're not. It's not right.
They called you the left hand of the Divine.
That they did. What of it?
What is the point of an Inquisition?
Justinia would have started the Inquisition if the Divine Conclave failed to restore peace. She hoped that with enough support, we could challenge the very tenets of the Chantry. She wanted the Chantry to treat the mages fairly.
Oh,
But
yeah, I loved her.
sometimes I wonder, why stop at mages? The Chantry has committed many injustices.
Yes.
If we're going to change it, why not change
Yes.
the whole thing?
Great.
It's just a thought.
That's a good thought, Liliana.
None of this will be possible if we fail.
Is that enough to give him a... No, it's still too early. He's still working it out. He's still good. He's still working it
I'm
out.
sorry she didn't live to see the Inquisition.
So am I.
I could use the left hand of the Divine at my side out there.
Every agent out in the world is my eyes, my ears, my blade. Wherever my people are, I am also. Coming with you, leaving my post, would blind and bound me. Do you see?
I'd like to hear about Justinia. What was she like?
A friend. A mentor. Like me, she had secrets, made mistakes. It made her human. I think her followers responded to that.
Was there something more than friendship between you?
You asked
How
me
nosy.
if we were lovers.
Whoa. Okay, well, let's just jump. I mean, that's what I was asking you.
I was devoted to her, therefore it must be romantic. Love is common. Love is simple. My
It
bond
wasn't.
with
As a
Justinia
player,
was
it
something greater. She was a sister, a mother, a teacher. So to answer your question, yes, it was more than friendship.
Yeah, that's how I meant it, though. But thanks for jumping to conclusions there, Liliana.
How did you and Justinia meet?
I met her a long time ago, before she became divine. Before she was Justinia. When I met her, she was Mother Dorothea. I was at my lowest. broken, lost. And she saved me. No, wait. She hates it when I say that. I saved myself. She just showed me it was possible.
We'll talk more later.
I'm listening.
Are you doing exercises over there, Liliana? Was that an left hand? Tell me about your. Oh no.
Let's talk about you.
Me?
Let's talk about you, baby. No? Okay.
What did you do before you worked for the Divine?
I was a bard, a Norwegian spy for many years. For a time I also served a small cloister in Lothering. After the Blight, the Divine called on me to oversee her personal network.
Can you teach me to be a bard?
Being a bard is so much more than being a spy. It involves a keen understanding of politics, the ebb and flow of influence, the great game. The bards is an intricate dance.
Not interested.
Smile
Sorry,
is
I got
sharper
confused there,
than
Liliana.
any dagger. The best way to learn is to immerse yourself in it.
Nah,
Perhaps
pass.
when this is all over, I'll teach you.
Yeah, well,
Bards tell tales.
I was drunk. Sorry.
I bet you tell some good ones.
There are plenty of tales in the library. Perhaps you should look for them there.
I should leave you to your work.
We can
Or
always
will
talk.
I? I will not.
I'm listening.
Come on, it's gotta be. Are you any updates? That's new.
Anything I should know?
I've nothing to report at the moment.
Are you sure? I think we've gotten everything else.
You seem to know a great many people.
I have made friends, and on occasion enemies. It's
This one,
unavoidable.
I think. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
You have a history with the warden who ended the Blight, don't you?
I count him among my closest friends.
Yeah.
I still write to him for advice when I can.
Like a sister.
He hasn't replied to my letters in
Oh.
some time.
He might be
I try
away.
not to worry about it.
Don't worry
He
about
can
it.
take care of himself.
He can. So can Morgan.
They say you spent some time in Lothering. Did you know the champion?
We spoke a few times.
In
I
passing.
seldom left the Chantry, and we never became more than casual acquaintances. I saw more of the Hawk twins. Bethany in particular. She would spend time in meditation at the Chantry, and she seemed to like my stories. The other one, the young man, he was a little surly. I
He's
did
also very
encounter the
dead.
champion again later in Kirkwall. Those were terrible times.
Oh, in Orlais actually, but you know, not tracking
Was
it.
this when the Chantry was destroyed?
No, that happened later. But even then, the news coming out of Kirkwall was disheartening. There were some in Val Rayeau who wanted the Divine to declare an exalted march on Kirkwall. Justina sent me there to see if that could be avoided, to gather evidence to calm those agitating for war. I guess it didn't matter in the end.
We can continue this conversation later.
You know where I am.
Was it? I do. And wasn't there more?
Yes.
Please, let's keep going. Let's keep talking. All
You
connected.
seem to know a great many people.
I have made friends, and on occasion enemies. It's unavoidable.
And
You
please
seem to know
keep going here.
Josephine quite well.
I met her a long time ago, but we didn't become good friends until years later. After the Blight, in fact. I'd just returned to Val Rayeau, and she welcomed me back by
Right.
throwing a diplomatic ball. She was the Antivan ambassador at the time, you see. The ball was... alright. Too many politicians. At midnight, Josie and I left to find a real party. We've been friends ever since.
What do you consider a real party?
It's not a real party until someone's small clothes are pinned to a chantry board. And that's all I'm saying about it.
We
That
can
was from
continue
her
this
DLC.
conversation later.
You know
Well,
where I am.
There was an event, I think.
I'm listening.
Are we done here? I think we
Anything I
are.
should know?
I've nothing to report at the moment.
Okay then. Carry on.
I'll leave you to your work.
And I'll be back. But let's do some more wandering. And I think I'm going to go on... Oh, nah, very good. Let's go this way. I'm going to go down into this thing. Wait, this looks like...
The lights in the shadow. In
You're
their
doing-
blood,
you're
the
fine.
makers will
Let's
rejoice.
go
To know if you have anything that can make
out this way. Let's do some dinglings. Travel to the hinterlands and speak. No, I don't want to do that. Let's just take a look around. There we go. Someone leave their chests out here. Oh, looting. Oh, doesn't matter, I guess. Okay, I'll take it. Nothing to see here, folks.
I don't see why we need to build siege equipment. We're not laying siege to anything.
That's an excellent point, River.
Yet.
But if someone comes to lay siege to us, perhaps it will be best for us to have some means to fight back.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
Oh, my dog. Okay, construction orders. As you know from the terrible accidents of last week, many passages through the... Damn, son, that scared me. Many passages through the mountains are unstable and liable. How did I get the experience? From reading? All right. All right. Last week, many passages through the mountain are unstable and liable to collapse at any moment. I do not wish us to lose more brothers and sisters in the search for a lost cultist treasure. We must seal all entrances into the mountain. The Templars have done a careful sweep of the caves. Everything of worth was collected. What remains of the disciples of Andraste will be forgotten, buried in the earth. Once it is done, let us have no more talk of them. This is a new haven, restored to life by the true chantry and most holy Justinia the Mother Florentine. Holy crap, that scared me, man. What's over here? I will check the level in a sec. Oh, that's right, you can ding in, it'll tell you through the walls and stuff, so I don't really need to keep running. Alright.
What are we fighting anyway, sir? I've heard it was mages.
Just love the brakes. Put on the brakes, boy. Let's take the defender's coat. Thank you. Let's grab this guy right here. Thank you. Oh, I see it goes ding when it finds out. Good. Oh, what's that little dot thing? Is that like on the map there? You see that? Is that a is that telling me there's something around? Hold on. Oh no. How about we don't do... Oh! Found it! Done. Siege equipment in Thetis. Siege weaponry has been used in Thetis for centuries, with primitive equipment used as far back as the Third Blight. Nevertheless, it occupies a particular niche in the tools of warfare due to its requirements. Any army wishing to produce trebuchets or catapults must be funded and organized well enough to procure both the necessary materials and the military experts to construct them. Throughout history, most armies who fulfilled such requirements did not take advantage of the situation. During the Third Blight, for example, Arlezans and Montesmard constructed catapults to fling flaming debris at the Darkspawn, but the expense of the weapons did not justify the limited damage they caused, and the Darkspawn were ultimately driven back by the Grey Wardens, not siege weaponry. Tevinter forces similarly had resources to construct siege weapons when attacking the Free Marches or defending themselves against the exalted marches of the Black Age. Instead, the Imperium focused primarily upon the power of its magisters, who were less powerful but more flexible than siege equipment, and who could more easily fall back when the tide of battle turned. As a result, in the battles against the Qunari in the Steel Age, generals found to their chagrin that the Great Oxmen, they called them Oxmen, had left them behind. Qunari black powder is, most military experts agree, not magic. It is merely an advanced alchemy that makes their cannons more effective than any trebuchet could ever be. Nevertheless, there remains hope, as centuries have passed since the last blight, and mages are now safely held in the circles where they harm none. The experts of Ferelden and Orlais may once again turn their great minds to learning. We need no magic, not where the minds of men survive unfettered. With our resources and our commitment to knowledge, we can easily surpass the brutal Qunari on the field of battle. From Khun, Garns, and Steel, military conflict in a post-Blight Thetis, written 929 Dragon, shortly before the start of the Fifth Blight. Well, I don't think there were any used. I don't remember.
Make a watch over you.
In the trailer, I'm trying to remember if there was anything in the... just that Ostagar breakdown, like where things start to hit the fan. Okay, so that's not bad. Okay, so that's it for that. Oh, could I have talked to these guys about anything to do with said I don't think so. Let me.
Make a watch over you.
Yeah, no, you'd see a little diamond. Okay, so, and now I think all that's left is to go and find Cassandra and,
When there was no sky,
what's his
Maker,
name? Starts with a C.
you were the
Colin.
sky. When there was no earth,
Here,
you were the
tell
earth.
Mother
I should see how
When
to.
there was nothing, you
Let's try
made
this again. Wasn't there was like how sell, and then how do I? Was this buy back? No. Valuables. Like this stuff. Do I just sell this stuff? I guess so. I don't know. You guys can let me know, but I think this is like this is just stuff you get rid of. There's like gray items or whatever. All right. Well, we got 2 of these, so let's get rid of that one. We got 3 of these. There are 2 of these. 2. Oh, one's better. All right. So here, let's get rid of the crappy one. I'll leave the rest for now because I don't want to think about it. That's literally it. And this stuff I'm going to leave, and all of this stuff are fine, and I don't want to think about that right now either. So, ooh, I mean, I hate when there's limits though, so let's find out when there's limits, and then I shall complain. Hey, look, they're dancing. That's actually pretty cool. It's very fluid. It looks really good.
See reason, listen.
Oops.
You're
cannot
the one
stay
they're
here.
calling the Herald.
Sorry, I kind of canceled out your conversation there. Against my will. No. Yes, I am.
It rather rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
No. You are a mage, and magic was meant to serve man, not rule him.
Correct.
But here you are, testing that core tenet of the Chantry.
I'm not
I
ruling
did not
nobody.
join the Order to adjust my faith so easily.
I'm
But
not
I
adjusting.
appreciate what the Inquisition
Dude, I didn't
is
choose
trying
this.
to do, and your role in it. Though you may find not many Templars do.
I didn't choose this role. I'm drastic.
We're a distrustful lot by nature.
You should be distrusted by nature, by everybody. How about that as a rebuttal?
I'd like your take on the Templar Order.
It's a shadow of what it was. Where once we both protected all people from the dangers of magic, we now posture and grab at power. One day, I hope the circles are again sanctuaries where mages can practice their craft.
Could have said that in a much more offensive way, so I'll take it.
You're not going to rejoin the Order.
When the temple went up, your forces rescued those few of us still alive. My life is a debt I intend to repay, however I can.
There you go.
Do you have any idea what caused the explosion?
No, I'm just a recruit. Belief and faith doesn't get you closer to the important meetings. Though
I
that
didn't think I'd get
distance did
close.
save
Look at me
my
now.
life.
How did you come to be a Templar?
It seemed the right thing to do. My family are tradesfolk in Denerim. I could have become a cobbler like my father, but this seemed better. It's a chance to uphold the Chantry's laws and help the mages through a troubled time.
Oh, I like the way you talk.
How can you see Templars as anything but oppressors?
Some
That's a
people
little
would
bit.
ask how I could see mages as
Right.
anything but unstable weapons.
Right. He's
What
just
you
testing her.
forget when you ask that question is that they are people, as perfect as they are flawed. One person trying to do something
Exactly
can
what
make a
I'm
difference.
trying to say, though.
You should keep that in mind, Harold.
Right. That's the point I was trying to make about the whole... that there's all these orders and stuff that are supposed to, like, organize around an idea, but there are hundreds of years now that have passed where it's just people making people ideas, and reinforcing people ideas with people ideas. Like, it's founded on in the right place, but
Walk in the
many...
Maker's grace.
You do. But many years have passed, and at this point, everything can be suspect to not be the Maker's will or Andraste's will. And so Somley certainly doesn't see any of those rules and any of that structure as being divine will. He believes it to be people following certain things. He respects it because whatever. But as soon as something goes shady, he's willing to break whatever. I found a sigil. Can be attached to armor and... Okay, good, great. Yeah. Anyway, so there you go. There's a lot to think about here. Hold on. They are close by. We have a Cullen and a Cassandra and special shipments. World map. First things first. Let's just dealing. What is in you? A Raider helmet. I think we're good. I have looted everything. Well, no, I haven't. Look, there's an Alfred. Well, okay, but this is starting to take me off the beaten path. What's this right here? Well, this is a path, though. Oh, lordy. Excuse me. Oh, hello. When the compass pulses, press... Gotcha. I'm ahead of you. See, they didn't even teach me yet.
There must be something here.
Oh, it's pulsing. Oh, is a pulse more important than... Or is it training me to find these things? It's just I'm ahead of schedule? Or is that a different kind of pulse where I really should be? Well. I'm gonna see this. What's it? Oh. Oh yeah, no, it's pulsing. Okay. There's like a lot of stuff in the area, or... Oh yeah, no, there is. Look at all the stuff on the map. So I think it is like it's like critical mass ding. Critical mass. Oh my god, there's so much running around like this. This takes me back. Takes me back. Takes me back to World of Warcraft. Takes me back. Takes me back. Takes me back to World of Warcraft. Takey, Barbara shaky. And finally, let's go into the house. Hello? The hell are you talking about? Holy crap. Keep the notes for later. Passing notes. I see. So special thing is like, it's like something hidden. Alright. Let's go back. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, this looks like a maniac. Came through here. There we go. It's like, I'm already lost. Help! Wait, found something. Oh no. I see the problem. Is that a boar? I'm level 100 with a boar. Hey man, it's a piggy! It's a Nug! Hey Nug! He's a Nug! Hey buddy! He's so cute! Okay. Okay, can I kill it? I'm gonna kill it now. No, I'm gonna get... No, I'm gonna kill it. Wait. I found another one. Oh no, it happened. This is it. Okay, so stop this. We're gonna stop this, right? But look. Oh no. Okay, I won't do this. I won't do this. I promise, not every episode. I won't do this every episode. I will just... Nug, you need to... Self-preservation, buddy. You gotta move away. You gotta move away. Here, let's stop this. Let's stop this right now. Let's talk to you.